Guys, it's here. YORICK is saved. Look at this drip. Look at this conqueror. Look at this damage. You can tell it's the biggest YORICK buff we've ever gonna receive because it's not even mentioned in the fucking patch note cover. It's at the bottom of the damn page. Welcome in to patch 14.19, the revival of YORICK. Don't be fooled by the front cover of the patch notes. Did I just say patch 14.19? Anyways, patch 14.19 has given us the biggest YORICK buffs in the form of a quality of life change. This bug fix of ghouls all counting as separate damage instances may seem small, but this now means that every single ghoul that you summon is Conqueror bugged automatically. Huh? Conqueror bugged? What does that even mean? Well, the OGs and the loyal Slobdog fans will remember this.
Alright, today guys, I'll be showing you how to do the Conqueror bug on YORICK. It's probably the most important trick, especially if you go Conqueror.
But basically, previously, if you wanted your ghouls to stack Conqueror, you'd have to last hit every single minion in front of Maiden to get these kind of ghouls. Now, whenever you spawn ghouls, every single one of them little ghouls are all gonna stack their own instance of Conqueror for YORICK. This has huge implications, one of the first ones being that now it's really nice. You don't have to bother doing this stupid bug and needing mating for it and also having to even think about it. Previously it was kind of annoying having to last hit every minion manually to get these type of ghouls. Now every ghoul will just give you 8 stacks of Conqueror, holy hell. Another big implication is this change means that if you land E, or hell, if multiple ghouls just hit the enemy, the following things instantly proc: Electrocute, Phase Rush, Eclipse, and probably some other stuff that rely on multiple damage instances. But the really overpowered thing, the biggest reason of why this change is so broken, is the fact that you can get 10 stacks of Conqueror from 1 E. Did you think Pantheon or Necton W being able to get 6 stacks of Conqueror was powerful? Well, now you can just have 4 ghouls out, either enemy, boom, 10 stacks of Conqueror instantly. One ability that gives 10 stacks. Previously, you would only have 2 stacks of Conqueror, and this is really bad because it meant that a lot of the time, even if you have full ghoul setup, your damage wasn't even that threatening, and as long as the enemy knew what they were doing, they could easily just walk away and get out, or even worse, turn an all-in engage back onto you. Now, because of the fact that you can almost stack Conqueror instantly, the enemy has no choice to fight back, they have to pretty much run away. Having those extra Conqueror stacks early game makes you a stat checking machine. That extra AD may seem really small, but really think about it. If they don't have Conqueror and you just start fights off with a fucking 12 stack extra healing, extra AD Conqueror, this bonus AD on every single auto attack, this sort of damage even with YORICK's really lacking kit, it will maul everybody. Think of it this way, YORICK's just like a really poor person that has bad health, a bad back. And the enemy Jax is a rich, powerful person with lots of connections. Obviously Jax is better, right? Now give YORICK a gun, all of a sudden it doesn't even matter. You'll win, beat the Jax every time with this much power. That's the buff in a nutshell. You'll be pulverizing the enemy's skulls with fully 12 stack Conqueror Qs for 200 damage at level 4. Also, I just realized I'm gonna say Conqueror so much in this video, goddammit. I don't know if this change is intentional, but I really like this change because this early game power being given to you is obviously really strong, and in my eyes, it's just straight up overpowered. But at the same time, it's still counteracted by the fact that you're going to need to stack up graves, you're going to need to be getting these ghouls, and landing your E to start that all-in, that's still going to be really hard against a bad matchup still. Darius, Jax, Fiora, these oppressive early game champions will push you away from getting graves early, but now the threat of the all-in from YORICK is so much scarier, and actually I genuinely think because of this change, Conqueror should be the only rune you should be running if you want to genuinely win the game. Previously it was kind of versatile across a lot of runes, but not going Conqueror now is just straight up briefing. YORICK is literally the biggest Conqueror abuse in the entire game, being able to get 10 stacks from one ability and now actually having some final early game threat with these 10 stacks, This change is so powerful that when I played earlier today with the changes, every all-in led to one thing. The enemy has two options. They have to run away or they're just gonna get absolutely mauled to death. You cannot underestimate the damage it gives you, but you cannot also underestimate just the amount of sustain you can get with combined with your Q. Another really powerful thing about this rune is that it scales so insanely hard too. This instant conqueror stacking is desirable in every Yorick build. AD and healing is what Yorick needs and loves. The tanky and bruiser Yorick builds can really abuse his AD, and especially the healing a lot because you get to stay alive longer, so you get more value. Meanwhile, if you're a masochistic little puppy dog like me and you like going lethality, the AD is insane for following up the Conqueror stack to lethality Qs. Hell, if you're playing AP Yorick, boom, instant 50 AP. You know the funniest thing about this patch too? This change alone literally revives Yorick from the dead, but they also did another buff to Conqueror for pets. Conqueror in previous patches used to have a 5-second restacking cooldown from pets, meaning it takes them 5 seconds to go from 2 Conqueror stacks to 4 to get the next stack after hitting on that champion. Well, here's the problem. Conqueror only lasts 5 seconds, which means pets couldn't actually stack Conqueror or restack it for you. Now they reduce the cooldown to 4 seconds, meaning that ghouls every 4 seconds when they hit the enemy, it will restack your Conqueror or stack it up, meaning now you can consistently keep it stacked up forever provided you have ghouls hitting the enemy, which isn't a hard ask. All you need is just one ghoul to scratch an enemy every now and then and you'll have your Conqueror stacked up. Sorry about that. Oh fuck. In a team fight, it's really easy to see if 4 ghouls are just constantly scratching and ripping off your skin. But ignoring one tiny little ghoul with a small health bar that's doing pretty much no damage, that's really easy to forget, especially when enemies are focused on, trying to kill enemy champions. Another thing that was not documented, which isn't even a quality of life, but straight up a buff, is Shojin is finally fixed now. Shojin for the last few patches has been really mediocre, being an item that's really hard to stack on Yorick with only your E and Q stacking it, but it was also bugged because the damage didn't even apply to the pet. This as a result has made Yorick resort to a lot less ghoul focused builds, and instead move towards Yorick focused builds with stuff like Titanic, Hullbreaker and Triforce, which gives Yorick a lot of spontaneous power. Now with this fix, we have one of our best items available to use again in Shojin, with Maiden now stacking up Shojin, making it a lot easier to use, while also giving back the damage back to pets. This changes the itemization game of Yorick really hard because Shojin is a very versatile item. It can fit in anywhere. It's basically a better Liandry's. You can go in a tank build, a damage build, hell, you could do it in an AB build if you really want to. All of these changes culminate to Yorick being a much better champion, and honestly, I'm having a lot more fun playing him now. I don't think his mid to late game has changed too much, and I don't even think his gameplay is completely revolutionized or anything of that sort. He still needs to set up ghouls. He has very lacking damage without ghouls and maiden. It's actually especially noticeable now if you don't have ghouls and maiden damage. And he's the same guy that's immobile and has no tanky stats. But now, with that Conqueror change, if you have ghouls set up, you are a lot more threatening, and the damage you can dish out and the sustain you can abuse with Conqueror is incredibly reminiscent of previous. Fuck is my English. But now, with this Conqueror change, if you have ghouls set up, you're a lot more threatening, and the damage you can dish out and the sustain you can actually abuse with Conqueror is so reminiscent of previous seasons Yorick's, where his early game was actually threatening. People now have to respect your early game. I really can't overstate how big this simple little line in the patch notes section is. I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, what would the build be now? And even still, after playing a bunch of games on stream today, I'm actually not sure on how to play with this change most optimally. I played the standard Triforce Yorick Bruiser build and it felt really good. Having a good early game now with this power to facilitate the incredible mid game of the Bruiser build is amazing, but also had a lot of success with a tankier Iceborne build. You see, when you get tanky and you can survive in fights longer, you can really abuse this fully stacked up Conqueror's healing more, and it's not like you're lacking in damage, you still hit really hard with a build like Iceborne Cleaver. I also had a ton of success with Eclipse. Eclipse instantly proccing from 1E with the ghoul hits while also getting multiple Conqueror stacks. With the amount of brute forcing I was doing with a skishy item like Eclipse, it felt incredible. These are only just some of the builds that I really enjoyed. I highly recommend everyone to experiment with Conqueror in different builds, but I can definitely confirm that Iceborne, Triforce, Eclipse, these are all amazing in their own regards to this sort of setup. I also suggest trying things out like Phase Rush and Electrocute with some meter builds. I think this change could do some really spicy things with those runes, and I do want to try out a full Lethality Electrocute build to have some fun over the next few weeks. Anyways guys, I'll put up some rune pages for you guys to experiment with. I've talked about runes a million times, so I won't bore you guys any longer. I'll also have a Discord link in the description. If you guys want to talk about YORICK, feel free to join. Anyways, just a reminder, I stream very frequently on Twitch TV Slogdogs. You can find pretty much almost, I would say daily, but I've been uploading streaming like every 2 days. And you can join my Discord here as well if you want to talk about YORICK with other fellow players. Anyways guys, enough of being abused from levels 1 to 5. It's time we rise up, fellow YORICK puppies. This patch is ours.
No, please, but oh fuck!